Hello everyone. I'm here for Module 7 to present my research topic to you guys. My paper is on the evangelical idealism and colonial pragmatism in Eleazar Wheelock's mission. My research explores the theological contradictions in Wheelock's evolving mission to evangelize Native Americans, culminating in the founding of Dartmouth College in 1769. While Wheelock is often remembered as a visionary educator and religious leader, his legacy is far more complex. Initially driven by the evangelical fervor of the First Great Awakening, Wheelock's mission began with sincere theological convictions. He believed that Native Americans could be spiritually transformed through Christian education and founded Moore's Indian Charity School in 1754 to train indigenous youth for ministry. However, as the mission developed, Wheelock's priorities shifted and the mission became a mechanism for assimilation and cultural erasure. Financial pressures, cultural biases, and institutional ambitions gradually redirected his focus away from Native evangelization toward the education of white colonial youth. This transformation reveals a deep contradiction between Wheelock's professed spiritual goals and the practical outcomes of his mission. A central figure in this story is Samson Occom, a Mohegan convert and one of Wheelock's most notable Native students who became an ordained Presbyterian minister. Occom's life and writings offer a vital indigenous perspective, exposing the moral and theological tensions within Wheelock's mission. Occom helped raise significant funds in Britain and other places in Europe for the school, only to see those resources diverted to establish Dartmouth College, an institution that largely excluded Native students. His letters expressed profound disillusionment, accusing Wheelock of using him as a mere tool to benefit white education, and there was a big split between Occom and Wheelock because Wheelock had promised to take care of Occom's family while he was overseas fundraising, and he failed to do so. He didn't provide food, he didn't provide money, and he failed in his promise, and that was something Occom couldn't forget. The founding of Dartmouth College marked a turning point. Although its charter included language about educating Native youth, the college quickly became a space for white colonial advancement. Native students were marginalized, and the curriculum reflected European cultural norms rather than indigenous perspectives. Historians have rightly scrutinized the relationship between religious conversion and colonial domination in Wheelock's work. James Axtell describes his mission as a form of cultural invasion masked as benevolence. Linford Fisher highlights the ways in which Native communities negotiated and resisted these efforts. Meanwhile, Joanna Brooks contextualizes Occom's writings as acts of literary and theological resistance. These scholars collectively show that Wheelock's educational project cannot be divorced from the broader colonial enterprise, even if it was initially rooted in sincere religious conviction. Wheelock's theological rhetoric continued to emphasize evangelical ideals, but these ideals were increasingly subordinated by colonial pragmatism. His mission became part of a broader pattern in American Christian history, where religious language was used to legitimize cultural assimilation and institutional expansion. The contradiction between theology and practice in Wheelock's work mirrors similar tensions in other colonial missions across the country. Ultimately, my research argues that Wheelock's legacy must be understood not only in terms of educational innovation, but also as a case study in the moral ambiguities of missionary work. His story illustrates how theological ideals can be compromised by institutional pressures and colonial identity. By centering Occom's voice and critically examining Wheelock's writings, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of American Christian heritage and the enduring impact of these contradictions on indigenous communities. It's something Dartmouth wrestles with still today, and Dartmouth offers free tuition to Native students who are qualified applicants to try and make up for some of the harm that was caused in its founding. Thank you.